I go to the cloud.
Hi there and welcome back, everyone, to the Always Wired channel. We're finally doing our first wrestling podcast with me, Scott, and your boy, Blair.
Too sweet, bro.
Too sweet.
Alright, so this is a new weekly show we're going to be doing. We're going to record on Sundays, and what we're going to do is we're going to give you a breakdown of the week's WWE. So we're going to talk about Raw, Smackdown, NXT, look forwards into the future, pay-per-view discussions. We'll do pay-per-view reviews after every pay-per-view as well. And these should be going live on the channel on a Monday, so you'll be able to get the weekly cap for the week before all the next week's wrestling starts. And a few people out there in YouTube land are like Scott and I, and are just dirty, despicable, low-down marks, then this is the place for you. I mean, I got my NWO hat on, we've got a Triple H t-shirt here, filthy, irredeemably filthy mark, and I'm not even sorry. Yes.
Aye. And you'll notice that me and Blair are just kind of WWE guys.
Aye.
Like, we might have a say on AEW every now and again, like what happened this week. But for me, I just think it's pretty shit.
And I've never even seen it. I've seen some highlights on YouTube, and it was a wee skinny fella then making folk do flips with his dick. And I thought,
Joey Ryan.
Aye, whatever you call him. I'm like that. Nah, bro. That's no for me. The last company that wasn't WWE I watched was WCW, so that was a long time ago. Yes.
Aye.
And I bet ECW back in the day when I could get it. It wasn't always as easily available on the telly here, but it was the same. Cool.
I was the same, man, because they would always like change channels.
They would.
Same with TNA. I used to watch TNA a little bit in the mid 2000s, and then because I was just a fucking child, I'd like miss an episode, and because it was ran by Dixie Carter, I would just miss. Like, oh yeah, we're going to a separate channel this Thursday. Oh, we're going to Mondays. I'm like, here's me trying to get it on Spike. Oh, it's gone.
It ain't there. A couple of my mates were big on TNA back in the day, and they showed me some clips because they told I was sold on it because they thought I would like Abyss. Because one of my favourite wrestlers has always been Kane, and they're like, Abyss is just Kane. And I was like, all right. But I was hesitant because in a world where you've got Kane, why would I want to go see somebody else that's kind of like Kane?
Aye.
I've already got Kane. Do we really need anybody else?
Kane Light.
Kane Light. But it was kind of cool. He came out with that wee guy, the wee guy in the suit with the cane, he had the big eyebrows.
Aye, the eyebrows.
The powerful Jack Nicholson eyebrows. So it was kind of cool. They had Sting. I loved Sting back in the day. The WCW days.
Aye.
He'll make an appearance on this show. Sting.
Possibly, aye.
Quite possibly.
Aye. Like it was all right back in the day. Like I used to like Samoa Joe as well. I still do because he was just big and hard.
I like Samoa Joe, but I knew who he was because I'd seen him wrestle once. Actually, he came to the Citadel before he was in WWE. The Citadel was like a swimming pool in air that also doubles as like a sports hall, I guess. And there was some, I don't remember the name of the company. It was some like local Scottish company or something, and they had Samoa Joe booked on to fight the big bearded fella that's in NXT. What you call him? Killian
Killian, aye.
That
the
guy,
Irish one.
Aye, before he was in WWE, he was in whatever this like indie show was, and him and Samoa Joe wrestled.
Mm-hmm.
So me and my partner went to see it. It was quite cool.
That sounds pretty cool, to be fair.
Just two big men.
There's a clip of like Christmas TNA way back in the day, and Samoa Joe just turns up and wrecks everything. He's just throwing the Christmas tree into the fire and everything. It's really funny. Aye. Enough reminiscing about TNA. We'll go through this week's wrestling. So we'll start off with Raw, as is tradition.
Yeah, well, it's the first show of the week. Yeah.
Aye.
Bit of Raw. I get my notes broken down into positives and negatives because it would take too long to go about every single match. So, like highlight type thing. Right. So we're childhood WWE fans, right? So it's harder, I think, to enjoy the product now because we can all be honest, it's not quite as good as it used to be, and that might be an understatement.
Aye.
So we'll try and keep it sort of balanced and not just because everybody on YouTube just goes, oh, it's shite. Vince McMahon needs to retire. The wrestling's shite. Vince McMahon does need to retire, right? Because NXT is probably the best show weekly, and that's all our boy Triple H. As far as I'm aware, that's what we've been led to believe. So maybe when old Vinny steps down, Triple H will take over and everything will be great again. And the War Raiders can go back to being called the War Raiders, but that's a rant for another day. So positives, I've got the thing that I liked the most was Bray Wyatt, because I love Bray Wyatt. He's my favourite full-time guy currently.
Mm-hmm. The Fiend.
The Fiend. How cool is the Fiend? The mask is so creepy. Everything about his gimmick is great, I think. And you get the fucking Mr. Rogers jumper on. He's all happy.
The
He's
Firefly
like,
Firehouse is cool, man.
It's great, isn't it? He's like, hi kids. And then it just suddenly stops and he just stares at you. And then goes back to being all happy. It's really creepy but cool.
He's just going on about Huskus, the pig boy, his wee puppet. Then he's like, let me in. Oh, it's just cool, man. And Alexa Bliss with him is really good.
Oh, I like Alexa Bliss. She's one of the folk over the last couple of years I think a lot of people sort of shit on because her in-ring work is... I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think she has a lot of great matches.
No, I think she's pretty... I think she's really good in the ring.
She can definitely carry a great match, but I think her character work is amazing. She's great in the mic. Her promo skills are brilliant. Her character work is always really good. Remember, you were supposed to hate her when she was in that feud with Nia Jax a few years ago, and she was basically just calling Nia Jax fat.
She was bullying her.
But I wanted Alexa Bliss to win. Because I always like heels better for some reason. I don't know why. And I was like, she's being a bitch, but she's cool. so I want her to win.
Because she was a bitchy wee bitch as well. Like, see the faces she'd pull. She's like that. She was
like
really good
brat.
at
them. Like a right Mean Girls type fucking brat.
She
was great at it, I thought.
She was just really good.
And now she's with Bray Wyatt, and her character work again is excellent. She comes out, she's got the right look. She's done up with the pigtails, she's got the wee creepy dress on.
She's all like broken, crazy kind of.
Giggling every so often, just sitting there going. It's not as sexy when I do it.
It was funny in her like moment of bliss at the start when she's like squaring up to Randy Orton and he's like what 6'4", 6'5", and she's like 5'1". Like,
I kept waiting in an RKO.
Oh, I was getting Stacy Keibler vibes from it.
I might have RKO'd Nia Jax like a year or two ago in the Royal Rumble. Twitter lost its fucking mind. So, you can't do that. But it was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious. The crowd popped like fuck for it, man.
I like a bit of Randall Keith, to be fair.
Randall. I like a bit of Randall. He's cool. So the Bray Wyatt segment, I guess they're going to be having a match sometime soon, probably at TLC.
I think at TLC, aye.
The Fiend and Randy Orton. Because Bray's still pissy about Randy burning the swamp cabin done a few years ago.
Oh, that was really great. What was that, like 2016, 17?
2017, I think. Run about there anyway.
Aye.
You get a cool shot of Randy like posing as the thing burns to the ground.
Oh, I send that to Lisa all the time. See when I'm annoying her, and then I'll just send Randy like that in front of the burning cabin.
That was great. You wonder how real the match will be because of Bray's entire thing is more character work than it is actual match. Not that his matches are bad. He's had some great matches. I remember Daniel Bryan at the Royal Rumble 2014. Excellent match. The best match Bray Wyatt's ever been involved in, I think, is the Wyatt family against the Shield at Elimination Chamber.
Aye.
Whatever that was, 2013, 2012,
that was
2013.
Somewhere around there.
It was a fucking great match. But his matches, they lean more towards the character story side. So you wonder how, for like a purely in-ring standpoint, how good that match will be because the Fiend doesn't sell, really. So he just takes everything.
Who was he from? Was it Seth Rollins in like the Hell in a Cell? And he like puts like a toolbox and a ladder and a chair on his head, then hits him with that big goofy hammer that he's got. He pins him and then mallet, the Fiend just kind of stands up. Yeah, gives him one of them.
It was weird. I thought it was cool though, and I quite enjoyed that match. Because I'm not one of the folk that complained about it being in the red lighting. I thought the red lighting was pretty cool. I know everybody else seems to hate it, but I thought it was like for the purely visual aspect, it was pretty sweet. You just see him like the permanent smile thing that's on his creepy ass mask just in the red light. It was cool.
Aye, it was kind of Kane-y, like from the 90s.
Aye, like original Kane. Aye,
Aye.
it was pretty like that. He used to come out and just all the red lights and like set folk on fire and things. He hurled a lightning bolt at the cameraman. That's goofy as fuck, but it was cool.
Aye.
Oh, the meanwhile, Paul Bearer's like,
With the urn.
Aye, it was excellent.
Oh
god damn, that was good.
Aye. For the listeners at home, you'll notice we'll reminisce about the 90s and the early 2000s quite a bit.
It's going to be hard for me not to, because on the network now, which you can buy for $9.99.
Cheers, Michael.
In case that's not been running at the ground enough over the last so many years. I started watching everything for the year 2000 again in order. So I'm going Raw, Smackdown, then pay-per-view for the year 2000 onwards. So it's going to be hard for me not to reminisce about shit like that. I would think Bray Wyatt will probably go over at TLC.
I think so, aye. Probably.
Because Randy's just been champion in the last couple of months. He was champion. I don't think he needs the win, really. But you can never tell with Randy Orton. He always tends to win. He wins a lot.
Well, to be fair, he's great.
He is great. Aye. He is great. He's one of them I know that a lot of the internet shits on for being kind of boring or whatever. I don't think he's boring. I think he's got like that sweet, like 80s, 70s scientific type style.
Mm-hmm.
The way you would expect for WCW in the the early 90s. And sort of like scientific fucking traditional wrestling. Check out like.
Where it's not just flips and all that stuff. And to be fair, he rags on all that on Twitter all the time. That's funny.
He's such a heel, isn't he?
Aye. Like, I don't like it when they try and make him a babyface because it just doesn't make sense. Because he's such an asshole.
He is. He's such a natural bastard.
Aye.
A natural bad guy. It's so much better when he's a heel.
Like his heel work's probably one of, if not the best that I've seen. Triple H is like amazing.
They're up there. If you're going to rank all the great heels, Randy Orton would be up there. Aye. His heel work is excellent.
This is pure, unadulterated bastard.
Aye, that's hard to achieve. Because you're looking, if you're talking about folk like that, you're looking at Randy Orton, Triple H, and Stephanie McMahon.
Aye.
Stephanie McMahon's a great heel.
Aye?
She's such a bitch. She's always such a bitch to everybody, and she rarely ever gets her comeuppance in her. She almost always gets away with it.
I know.
So there's a few rare instances where somebody gets her back, and you're like, oh, that's great. I love Stephanie McMahon, though.
Aye, she's great, man. She does have that iron fist about her. Like, she's like Stalin.
Stalin with long hair.
Wrestling Stalin.
I'd love to get a slap for. That's almost been one of my dreams in life.
All their slaps look amazing.
Not even in a perverted way, but just to be like, who else would you know that you're ever going to meet that's been slapped by Stephanie McMahon? It'd be cool.
Aye.
It'd be cool. Aye. So, any more thoughts about the Bray Wyatt stuff? The segment was cool, like Randy Orton's holding Alexa Bliss.
Aye. I thought that was quite cool how it went all dark and then he's got her.
And then he's trying to get her back.
Passed her over.
It was cool.
I think that was cool, aye.
I liked that. So that was a positive. Everything Bray Wyatt does virtually is a positive until he gets beaten. He lost his way too much from management.
Aye. Well, he's lost like too much for like his entire main roster run.
I know, right? It goes all the way back to that John Cena match at 30.
Aye.
Which he should have won.
Like, he's so good on the mic, but like, it's hard because he can't really back up in the ring because they make him lose all the time.
Right. Aye.
But every build up, you're like, oh fuck, Bray Wyatt's gonna win this.
I know. It always gets me. It always gets me. Every build up to one of his big feuds, I'm like, oh, he's gonna win. Because his promo work is excellent. He's one of them guys I hate. Like, they shouldn't ever script him. Because when he came into the main roster, he was the best on the mic. Ken shy of Paul Heyman, obviously.
Right.
He was the best active worker on the mic. I always thought his promos were fucking flawless. And then he started scripting them and giving them like more supernatural shit today, which I didn't really like. Because he was always kind of supernatural because he was basically Charles Manson. It got worse. Remember the build up to his match with the Undertaker? That's one of the most excited I've ever been.
Aye. Mate, Undertaker didn't show up for like the full year. He did that all himself.
He carried the entire thing. He came out in the coffin. Oh, god damn, it was great. And he came out to the ring with all the scarecrows. That was cool. Man.
That was cool.
And he got
Not to
beaten.
say that everything on Raw was good, but
No.
because what I've got here is Jeff Hardy versus Elias. Like, did you see that?
Aye.
There was just
Symphony of
instruments
Destruction, was it?
everywhere.
The Symphony of Destruction.
Aye, too many gimmicks for me. But to be fair, I've never seen anyone hit with a bass before.
Aye. That was quite cool, to be fair.
Aye.
You could tell that McMahon over it. The man loves his gimmicks.
Aye.
He loves a gimmick match.
Like getting thrown into a set of drums.
When did you last give a fuck about anything Elias did, though? It's been a while.
It's been a real long one. I remember when he debuted in NXT because I was real into it in like 2016, 17. And he came out with his guitar as he normally does, but it wasn't tuned. So it sounded so shit. That made me laugh. And he was the drifter and he was homeless.
Yeah, he just would walk about interrupting backstage segments, singing. I thought it was pretty cool when he came up in the main roster. Like, they seem to be getting behind him, kind of. Like, he had a lot of big spots, but he's an airline at losses all the time. He's almost like a jobber now. You just bring him out, Daysby song. Because he would get the crowd was behind him for a while. They would always chant along with him. I am Elias. WWE stands for. And then the whole crowd would go, walk with Elias. And it was quite good.
Even at Mania, like, 80,000 people would scream, walk with Elias. And yet they'd make him lose or they'd make him not play his full song.
They'd always get interrupted and battled. And then he would lose. Has he ever won a match? I don't think I've ever seen him win a match.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I can't remember
that he ever won. I did remember though the best thing he was ever a pair. I remember. I don't remember what they said, but him and Kevin Owens did a heel promo together. They were singing about the city that they were in, the Fitbit team or something.
And
the boos were great.
It
was like the entire arena was booing them out of the building. It was amazing. They couldn't even get the words out because everybody was just booing them to death. It was great.
Because Elias was like, I'm just like the Stanley Cup. You won't see me in this city next year.
That was it. It was it was excellent. It was such a great heel reaction. Reminded me of the Rock concert. It's just possibly the best promo of all time. The Sacramento one. Excellent.
There are too many. I'm sure we'll sing that later on.
We'll get into that now. We could remember all the words between us, I'm sure. But I've got another few negatives listed here. They're for different segments, but it's Keith Lee and Shayna Baszler. I don't like what's happened to either of them.
No.
It's sad. Keith Lee was a killer in NXT, like a real killer. Remember they did that, what they called it, the Loch Ness Monster bit? That match. I remember who it was against, but the camera was just like panned up on whoever they were. And then fucking Keith Lee just appears behind them and murders them. It was so cool.
He was the NXT and North American champion at once in NXT. And now he's come up, I'm pretty sure, and it's all speculation, of course, but I can think that Vince has just went, he's pretty fat, him. Not going to do anything with him.
He doesn't push the fat guys as often.
No.
Doesn't like fatness.
He's so athletic.
He's incredibly athletic, guy. If you look at Keith Lee and all you see is fat guy, then you've not been paying attention to any of the stuff that he does. Which you can tell, because Triple H, I'm sure, admitted that McMahon does not watch NXT.
No,
Triple H has said that before. McMahon does not watch NXT, so that's why folk are always wondering why do all these great NXT talents get ruined in the main roster. Well, that's why Uncle Vinny didn't watch the product. If you give him Keith Lee, he's like, it's just a big fat dude.
Was it Keith Lee or was it one of the ones before him? Someone came up from NXT and Vince didn't do anything with him. And Vince and Hunter fell out because of it. Because Hunter had a bit too much. Because
was it Aleister Black?
It might have been Aleister Black. Because he was amazing in NXT.
Triple H built the entire brand in NXT run about Aleister Black. He did. That was like his baby. It always seemed like to me the way Aleister Black was protected. And the way the focus on his entrances and things, you could tell Triple H really gave a fuck about him. Really cared.
His song was amazing. I'm pretty sure even the theme, the NXT theme song was quite heavy as well.
Because
to
my
go
man
with it.
Triple H likes
He does.
likes a bit of this, bit of the old metal.
And so does Alistair.
Aye, they were. I think it might be him because I remember hearing that what you've just said that they fell out of it. I think it was Alistair Black.
Aye.
I could be wrong.
Mate, Alistair Black's amazing. See that his Black Mass finisher. It's that spin kick to the face.
I've got him listed as a negative for SmackDown. it's just Alistair Black / lack of, because he's not on the show and he should be the main guy. But we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
I wrote Shayna Baszler down too because she's the same thing, man. Shayna Baszler in NXT, Stone Cold murderer. She did that move. She would put folks' arms out like that,
and then like
kick their elbow in. You're like, oh no, she crippled her. And then she's up on Raw, and what do they do? Because she's a big hard woman. They fling her in a tag team with Nia Jax. Because with big hard women together, I don't know why you would care. I don't like Nia Jax all that much. Don't think she's very good.
No, like
she's dangerous. You hear?
Exactly, she's dangerous. Like her mic works okay, I guess.
Aye.
Like, but I just don't really care that much about her.
No, I never have really.
No.
But Shayna Baszler, they could have built run about her. That could have been your woman, your female Brock Lesnar. You know what I mean? Because she's got the legit background. She looks the pet. She carried herself well. Her mic work was great for the character that she was playing. And it wasn't eloquent. There wasn't long monologues, but it was sort of like.
She had those two little henchwomen.
She had her guns. It was just like, I'm basically just going to kick fuck at you. That was like a hell promo. We're going to fight, and I'm basically going to leather you. I could cripple you if I wanted to. And that
I'm going to snap your elbow.
That was the whole thing, and it was great. Because I like these sorts of short but sweet characters. They just murder folk.
But now she's in a tag team with Nia Jax.
So now one, she's been brought up to the main roster and buried. It's a tale as old as time. And we're going to get back to that at some point during this conversation.
There's a lot of negatives from this week in wrestling.
Mostly negatives.
Did you see Retribution? This week. On Raw. Like, I can't stand them.
No, I never liked Mustafa Ali.
No, like the whole group's just kind of shit.
Goofy.
That's all I'm gonna say about it. Other than someone better get the shovel because something needs buried.
Get the shovel. That should be a weekly segment. Who deserves
the shovel?
Who deserves the shovel this week?
That's great. We'll do that.
Who deserves the shovel? I've also got Miz listed here.
Miz and Morrison, I
can't stand the Miz.
No.
I've never liked them.
No.
Never liked him. And it's not even because his defenders always say he's that good smarmy heel that you want to see guys come up and something. It's not even that. He just irritates me. I don't want to see him getting a beating. I just don't want to see him. I think he only ever gets. I think was it you last week we were talking about this, like off camera. I'm sure it was you that the Miz only ever gets the positions he's in because he's get the money in the bank because he's been there a while. Like he's never injured. He's never injured, and he's just always there. So it's like a reward for his consistency.
He's dependable.
But he's never been any good.
Mate, he's wrestling's James Milner.
Yes, love it. He is. He's WWE's James Milner. You're dependable and you're never injured. Here's on your contract, the pay rise.
You're never injured. You can play left back. You'll be fine.
Vice captaincy. You're like 42. Nobody cares. You'll be all right.
But like him and Morrison, it's basically Eminem from the mid 2000s. Without Melina.
And no was cool.
No, it was cool. No, because they came out with the big fur coats. And they had their belts music. Like at the dicks.
The powerful dick route, as Joe Rogan would say. They had the cool music. Melina was there. I liked a bit of Melina.
I like Melina as well.
She's meant to be coming back.
I heard something like that. That'd be cool.
I would take Melina back. But the Miz, because you just know the Miz is going to be the champion at some point because he's got the money in the bank briefcase. Unless he cashes in on either Drew or Roman and just gets battled. Which is possible.
See, I'd like him to cash in and Morrison to like fuck him up. To like just split them up because from what I've seen, like Morrison's meant to be really, really great, like on his own, but now he's just doing stupid comedy, like bringing AJ Styles a pie. What the fuck are you doing?
That would be a good spot, like if the title matches, the next big pay-per-view the Royal Rumble, right? So the Miz could come out to cash in at the Rumble on whoever Drew, say, and then the Morrison fucks him over and they have a match at Mania. That'd be kind of cool. providing John Morrison goes over, because he's at least sufferable.
Aye.
Just always hated them as. It's his
Mhm.
face. He's got the most punchable face I've ever seen in a man. Ever.
Aye. Like some of his heel work is good, but like you say, sometimes it's a bit of.
Oh, you've got technical difficulties. Oh, I can't hear you. There we go.
Am I back?
You're back. Technical
Don't record
difficulties.
with cats. Fucking me shit. But I like you say, it's kind of like go home heat.
It
with
is.
Miz.
Aye. Because you don't really care. You would rather somebody else was in the position that he's always in. It's
Mhm.
like if he comes out at number 30 in the Royal Rumble, you're hoping for a good heel reaction, but it's no, you're just like, literally anybody else could have got this fucking spot. And I've got to watch you.
Aye.
His matches are never any good either. He's just annoying. He's always just taking up space for me. I'm
Aye.
sure he has his fans somewhere. Everybody has fans.
Aye. Like for me, Dolph Ziggler's better than him.
Dolph Ziggler has always upset me in so much as that he's excellent in the ring, and I wish they had really done something with him. I really wish they could have built run about him at a time, because I know he's just Shawn Michaels. That's who he builds his cell after. But he was great enough in the ring that you really could have gave him like a decent title run. I know he'd been world champion, they had some cash-ins. My best example would be, remember after the first brand split in 2016, when they went back to the brand split and Dean Ambrose was the champion on SmackDown. Ziggler was the first guy he feuded with when he was champion on SmackDown. And I just really wanted Ziggler to win, because he was better than Dean Ambrose. I'd never been sold on Dean Ambrose at all. Never liked him. I get it, he was kooky and crazy and everybody loved it, but we've already seen Stone Cold, and when you've seen Stone Cold, you don't need the next shitey version, the watered down version, you know what I mean? But Ziggler was cutting these really impassioned promos on him, like, everybody always underestimates me, nobody gives me a chance, I'm going to, like, upstage you, I'll prove you wrong. And I was sitting watching it going, I really hope he does. I really hope Ziggler wins this, because he's a better wrestler than Dean Ambrose has ever been. So, like, imagine him in main event matches with Finn Balor or fucking Seth Rollins or something. It would have been really cool.
Aye.
But nah. You're right, he's way better than the Miz do. But it's just...
And the thing is, he'll probably cash in and he'll probably win, which is upsetting.
And it'll be about Drew McIntyre, probably, because I don't think they'll put the Miz over.
No over Roman. No. But I'm trying to see what was good about Raw.
I've got Sheamus and Drew as a positive.
Aye.
Because I love both of them. I've always liked Sheamus. I think you used to slag me for that when we were at college.
Aye, because you got him top 5.
He's
top
up
5
there.
all the time.
No, not all the time, but like the current generation. I like a bit of Sheamus.
Well, if it's current, then I'd give you that.
Because at that time when we were talking about him back then, it's when he had the mohawk and the fucking braids.
And he was beard. With Cesaro.
No, even before that, like before they teamed up, he was coming out and he was like the right bastard, and he was always chanting to the crowd like in Gladiator, "Are you not entertained?" And it was cool. It was really. I've always liked Sheamus, even when they came into it the first time, because he kicked the fucking teeth off of John Cena. I always hated John Cena. So, you know, like Drew and Sheamus, they're pals in real life, and they're spinning that into the story they know. But you know, eventually Sheamus is going to turn on him because he wants to be champion. I think they'll have a match at the Royal Rumble. I think sometime between now and then, Sheamus is going to like bro kick Drew McIntyre's face off, and then they'll feud for the title, which I expect Drew to win. Maybe that's when Miz cashes in. Right? Drew claymores Sheamus after a long, because they work a similar style, that good snug fucking rough style, and it's going to be great. And maybe when he's all battered, Miz will cash in and win the title, which would be awful. So I've got that as a positive, because I like Sheamus. I think he's good in the mic. His character work is always cool. His matches are good, because I like that style, as I just said. And I love Drew McIntyre. It's crazy that somebody for Air is the WWE champion.
I know.
He's fit,
I've seen him in Furies.
I had my photo taken with him outside the Anchor bar. It's so crazy. For anybody that's wondering what any of that is, Scott, Drew McIntyre and I are off of the same town.
Aye.
So, the little town of Ayr in the west coast of Scotland. So it's just crazy to see him as the fucking WWE champion.
He's got the world title.
And it's not just that he's champion, it's that he did it the traditional way, right? Like he won the Rumble. He's slaying Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Because when you're growing up and somebody wins the Rumble, then wins the title at Mania, that's different for just winning the title. That's like you're being anointed now. You're one of the guys. You've won the Rumble, you win at Mania. You're a top guy now. That's usually how it worked.
Mm-hmm.
So it was cool to see that. Because like you win the title at one of the smaller pay-per-views during the year, like Backlash or something. Doesn't mean as much. But when you win the Rumble, you beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. It's a big fucking deal. So I'm glad.
That is a big deal because no one ever beats Brock. Oh, really?
Right. It's really just Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins.
Aye. And he pinned him clean too.
I know. Claymore him. Ba-dum.
Aye. Give him like 18 claymores just to beat him. They did it clean.
He got him. It might have taken all 18 claymores, but he got it done. So Drew and Sheamus, that is good. I expect that to come into a feud. That's going to be good stuff. I would like to see them wrestle when it's for the title. So I get to see Sheamus back in the title picture, even if he doesn't win it. I mean, that's no set in stone. That might change, but when you watch the dynamic, you're like, right, Sheamus is going to fucking betray him, isn't he? Mm-hmm. He's just going to bro kick him one day or another.
Well, to be fair, Sheamus is a great heel as well.
Sheamus is an excellent heel. Aye. See when he was the boss of the League of Nations? I like that. One of my biggest pops ever was Survivor Series 2015 when Reigns beat Dean Ambrose to win the title or to retain the title, however it worked. As Sheamus cashed in the money in the bank on him and won the championship. I was like up on my couch, like, ah! I've got Sheamus's old Celtic Warrior t-shirt. I think I had that one. I was like, yes! Sheamus is the champ. It lasted all of a month, but it was awesome. He came out with the title. It was great.
What about the rest of Raw then? Like Lana and Asuka are a team now for some reason. That's
weird, man. But Asuka is another one. Why they do the things with Asuka that the day I will never. If I live to be 1,000, I'll never understand them.
No.
Okay, she lost to Charlotte at Mania. She's had title runs, but like
nothing's really happened.
Asuka should be the main player in the fucking women's division, I think.
Aye.
She should be, and she isn't.
Aye, and we don't want to harp on about NXT being really good, but man, she was amazing in NXT.
She was so good in NXT.
Aye. She was undefeated for like a year and a half or something.
Aye, she was so good. Who was the first match she had with Ember Moon at one of the takeovers? That shit was fucking excellent, man.
Mate,
I don't think Ember Moon had been beaten up until that point either, and you're like, it's like Hogan Warrior.
Both undefeated women. Oh, it's great, and that's how to do like women's wrestling right, because people give women's wrestling a lot of shit, but like, see if it is shit. It's shit.
Aye, it's no shit because it's the women that's in it. It's shit because they are sufferable to the same standards as the men's wrestling, right?
Aye.
So, I mean, it can be bad. You get bad promo cutters that are women, bad workers that are women, same as you get bad promo cutters and workers that are men. And most crucially of all, they're subject to the same shoddy writing that the men are subject to. The booking is terrible. The writing is atrocious.
Aye. Just because she's Japanese doesn't mean she needs to shout in Japanese all the time.
Oh, Vince loves that, doesn't he?
Aye.
She's Japanese, so she doesn't speak English.
Aye. Like we were talking off air about Kai and Tai, and they're basically being the Yakuza.
Kai and Tai, aye. They cut a man's dick off. Because Val Venus was shagging the guy's sister or something, or his wife, or whatever she was to him. I can't remember.
What else have I got written down here? Avro, Samoa Joe should be in the ring.
Is he cleared? What's the deal with it?
I don't know with it, but like he's still good on commentary. But man, I miss him in the ring.
Aye,
he's just great.
He is great. Everything Samoa Joe does is great.
See, when someone would like try and give him like a flying crossbody, he would just walk the other direction and it would fall.
Because he's got the meanest face you've ever seen in a man, doesn't he?
Aye, he's just hard Samoan. He looks like one of those Maori warriors.
He looks like he could kill you.
Aye.
Like he could beat you to death.
With a Christmas tree.
If he's with a Christmas tree, if he's cleared, there's no reason why he shouldn't be in the ring and occupying a good spot. I know he shouldn't just be there for the sake of being there.
Aye, like him and Brock Lesnar together, that was amazing.
The match was shit though.
Aye,
the build up was great. Like his promo work on Paul Heyman was excellent. Like when he's not got the mic, but he's just like up in Heyman's ear, whispering to him, and you can hear what he's saying, and he's like, "I'm going to choke you out. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get you. then you're just going to go to sleep. And Paul Heyman's like, oh, please, sir, I'm just an advocate. Kind of excellent work that Heyman does. Says, I have a family, sir. Please don't. Fucking Samoa Joe chokes on it. That's not his fault, though. That's Brock's fault. Brock, when he wants to work, is like the best worker there is. Or among them, no the best. But when Brock is passionate about something, you can tell. You can tell when he cares. I just don't think he cared about that much.
No.
It was just one of the ones where he's seeing his contractual obligations. If we get backstep just a wee bit, Asuka deserves way better than what she's getting.
Oh, aye.
Anybody give a fuck about Lana? Really?
No. She's been treated like a jobber for years, and now she's beating champions.
Absolute years. Aye. You can't just unday years of being buried in like that and expect everybody to care. You're like,
aye, because what was the last it was Survivor Series? When was that? Like a week or two ago?
Aye. She was the sole survivor.
She was the sole survivor, which like I could kind of see that if she's being barked at to stay outside and all that shit. But like to beat Shayna Baszler,
it's bullshit. Yeah.
Like what?
Lana should be nothing but cannon fodder to somebody like Shayna Baszler.
Aye.
And Per Asuka deserves to be a million miles away for that. She should be the champion or in the title picture and being billed like the fucking killer that she is. Because she's excellent. The women's division needs stars, though, now. Because Becky Lynch is away, right? When will she ever even come back? She was the biggest fucking star of the last 5 years, more or less, man or woman. It would look crazy. Ronda's away. So Charlotte's, whatever she is, she injured or something, I don't know.
I think so. I think she's like rehabbing an injury or something.
Right. So the women's division needs fucking stars, and that could and should be Asuka. But it's no, because she's foreign. Well, let's just be honest about that. My man doesn't know what to do with foreigners.
No.
He's never been able to do anything worthwhile with foreigners, except be evil foreigners.
I know.
That's all he's got.
Well, like in NXT, Asuka, like she wouldn't say too much. Right. Like she would say the words that she could say in English, like "oh, it's on" or whatever the fuck she would say.
Nobody's ready for Asuka, and then she'd kill you.
Like she didn't need to say much.
No.
But now she's just screaming in Japanese because Japan, Godzilla, woo.
She does the Tajiri mist, or she did. I don't know if she still does.
Aye, she does the mist. She's got the green everywhere.
Yeah, it's weird. And they had her teamed up with the other Japanese lassie,
Kairi Sane.
Because foreigners together need to be together. I don't know what Vince's deal is. He does that with black people or not. Anytime he's got more than one black person in his roster, right, just put these two black guys together and make a black team. All right. Fine.
I know.
Fine. The nation were cool, I guess. That's what you're going for. You try to make the nation a domination again.
Just a bunch of foreigners.
We've got like 4 black guys in the roster. What will we do? Let's put them on a team. All right. Like Bobby Lashley should be a big star. You know what I mean?
And MVP's back.
I used to like a bit of MVP.
He was cool. But like to be fair, I quite like the Hurt Business.
Aye, I've nothing against them. They're all good. It's good to see Apollo Crews getting something today. He's in there, isn't he? Apollo Crews. Or he was.
No, it's Bobby Lashley, MVP, Cedric Alexander, who fought Woods on Raw, and Shelton Benjamin.
Oh, right. No mistake. I thought Apollo Crews was in there.
I think he was fighting them at some point, though.
That's what it is. Right.
Aye. That's where the wires will have crossed.
Aye, right. So you're used to not seeing him.
Aye.
You get just confused whenever he's there.
Because he's so henchman. And then
he could do like flips and shit.
Aye.
Dude, you weigh like 250. What are you doing?
Like you just know, like Vince will have came down for like a visit to NXT and he's went, I'll have him.
Aye, the one that can flip. I love that.
Aye, the one who's been in training for 3 months. I'll have him.
Aye, he is a stud, or as our man Jim Cornette would say, an athlete. Apollo Crews is a great athlete.
Well, I think that's pretty much Raw. Eh?
And AJ Styles won a triple threat, didn't he? He's going to go
an elimination triple threat. More stupid gimmicks.
Keith Lee and somebody else.
Cedric Alexander beat Xavier Woods. Dana Brooke and Mia Yim had a fight. Meh.
Don't even want to talk about that.
I will skip that. AJ gets a pie, like we said before. And then Drew and Sheamus.
You get the like arguably the best wrestler in the world, and you've got him working gimmicks where he's getting gave pies.
Aye.
Yeah.
See the guy he's with?
Aye, he's good.
fucking
He is
massive.
enormous.
Aye.
I mean, what height even is he? Because
AJ comes up to his nips.
I remember watching they were doing they were on Team Raw was in the ring in the build up to Survivor Series, and Braun Strowman goes about 6'8". He's up to that guy's like shoulders.
I know, he's like,
fucking height are you, man? I pointed it out to Karen. I was like, look at the size of that fucker. Like Braun Strowman and Sheamus are both looking up at him. Sheamus goes about 6'4", 6'3", one of them. Braun's 6'8". You're like, how tall is that man?
Aye. And he's got that nice coat on with the turtleneck and the chain.
Very sharply dressed. I like all that. He doesn't speak. He's just AJ's goon. I like that. That's good heel work. The smarmy wee heel needs to have a goon.
Then AJ's not like a small guy. He's like what, maybe 6 foot?
He's like an average sized man.
Like an average sized person, and he comes up to this guy's nips. He's like that.
What do you call him again? The goon. I can't remember his name.
I can't remember his name.
He's just AJ's goon in my head.
He's just
AJ's comically huge goon.
The goon.
Remember the goon? That was the guy for like the 80s the hockey wrestler. Goon. I like the goon.
He came out in skates.
With a hockey stick. Some of the gimmicks back in that day were great, man. See, as a child, I fucking loved the Taxman. I didn't watch it like live at the time, but I had all the old tapes, and it was when him and the $1 Million Man, who's arguably the best heel of all time, or he's one of them anyway, when they were Money Inc. together. I was like 7 watching that video, lapping that shit up. I was sitting laughing along with the theme music. Ted DiBiase came out in the gold suits. He's flinging money at the fans. And IRS is always like, remember, you gotta cheat the tax man. I'm like, oh, yes. They got a promo on The Undertaker once. They had a rivalry in like 94 or something. And Taxman's at the graveyard digging a grave for The Undertaker. And he's like, remember, even in death, you have to pay your taxes. That's fucking great, but stupid. I loved him. Some of the old daft gimmicks were amazing. Like the Repo Man.
Great. Like the Repo Man. The
Repo Man was cool.
Was there no a bin man as well?
Aye, Duke the Dumpster Drozzy. He was just a bin man. He came in the overalls with a bin. McMahon had the right thing back then for like average everyday worker.
I know.
Like folk forget, Kane used to be a dentist.
Isaac Yankem.
He had the mullet. They came out to the noise of the drill.
His teeth were all shit.
It was like Jerry Lawler's evil dentist or something. Isaac Yankem.
Isaac Yankem, the evil dentist. I love that.
That's brought a beat to me. That was good. I as a child, man, I lapped these stupid gimmicks up. I really did. That was Raw. Final thoughts on Raw as a show. Yay or nay? Good or bad?
Gonna hit it with a big meh.
Overall, it was a bit. Yeah.
Like it was fine. Like Drew and Sheamus were cool.
Because you had the Fiend, Drew and Sheamus.
The Fiend. Alexa.
Whenever AJ's on, AJ's always good to watch. But shy of that, when you start getting the Dana Brooks and the Xavier Woods out, you're like,
I don't mind Xavier Woods, but like it was just kind of a mid card match. So that was Raw. Or in fact, bit of Sting from AEW.
We're going to talk about Sting. That's a thing.
The 61-year-old Sting has now got a record in AEW.
Don't know what to think of that.
No.
Like, on one hand, the guy obviously didn't want to retire. And he must have been cleared by somebody, or he wouldn't be out in the ring. But at the same time, he's in his 60s now. Come on. Like, we all grew up loving Sting. Well, I did anyway. Sting, if we were to make a top 10 all-time favourites, Sting is in there. I love Sting. It's a massive mark for Sting, both like pre and post Crow. It's quite quick side deviation. I think the story, the feud between him and Hogan and for the match at Starrcade is probably the best story wrestling's ever done in any company ever. I think because he came back for a whole year just hiding in the rafters in the black, no talking, just randomly attacking folk with the bats. I thought that was cool. Cool.
Aye.
The match was a bit shit, to be fair, but the entire year's worth of build was excellent. I thought. But Sting, you want him to be happy, but you want him to be healthy. You know what I mean? You
Aye.
don't Sting to end up paralysed.
Because it was neck problems, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Aye. So like maybe if he had like one last match there with, I don't know, who would even have the match with him?
Cody Rhodes.
Aye, probably. But like,
You want his last match to be in WWE though. You want him to go out at Mania if he was going to
Aye.
have one final. And I'm no against the Undertaker. That ship is sailed. That might be everybody. That's my personal dream match. But at this point, again, some things is better left unsaid because they're all men, and you don't want them to get hurt.
It's more fun to speculate.
It is more fun
with
to
that
speculate. But if you put Sting out at Mania against AJ Styles, it's going to be comfortable. It's going to be safe. It's going to tell the story it needs to tell. Sting gets final. If that was what he was going to go for, I would have preferred that. For him to go out in AEW, I think it's going to be a bit shit.
Aye. Like if they did give him the match against AJ, like if they're worried about getting sued if he gets paralyzed, just have him sign the waiver if he wants to do it.
Aye, right. If it's his final decision.
Aye.
I mean, they brought Daniel Bryan back, didn't they? They brought
Aye.
Edge back eventually.
Aye.
Eventually. Which could be the moment of the year. If we did like a 2020 wrap up show, Edge's return at the Rumble could be the moment of the year.
Mate, I popped like nothing else.
I went crowds a big greeting.
Aye.
You can see he's trying not to greet.
Uh-huh.
When he comes through the smoke, he's like, oh no.
Aye. And he's looking out to the crowd.
Aye.
Like one of the last crowds to see in WWE before everything shut.
Mm-hmm.
But AEW, Sting was cool. Hated everything else.
That's the only clip I watched. I seen it on YouTube. I was scrolling through my recommendations, and like the title of the video was "Where were you when Sting debuted in AEW?" I'm like, you what? Sting's in AEW. I thought Sting was retired. He had the Hall of Fame bit. He came out with the bat and the glasses. I thought Sting was done. So I watched it, and there he is at AEW. You're like, oh fuck, there's Sting. All right. They keep an eye on that. Is it going to make me watch AEW? I don't want to have to tune in every week. I just watch Sting's highlights on YouTube. See what he's done.
Which they'll have you do because they will just put the Sting highlights up. But no, I wouldn't recommend watching it. It's not very good.
It looks
bad.
Yeah.
Like Kenny Omega won the title from John Moxley, and now you need to watch TNA on Tuesday to see what happens there, which I'm not going to do.
No.
No.
So Kenny Omega means nothing to me. I've never watched a show in All Japan.
No.
I only know of him because of the internet. Like I'm a WWE guy. I was raised that way. My mum was a big WWF fan, if you can believe it. She loved a bit of Hogan.
Aye.
I was raised pure WWE, and I used to watch WCW. The Monday Night War was great. I was quite a big WCW fan, but I'm a WWE boy. I don't give a fuck about the indie darlings, really. I don't know who any of them are till they turn up in NXT.
Aye. Like the one New Japan match I watched was AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura at Wrestle Kingdom. Because I saw that on YouTube and it was fucking great.
Well, that would be good, wouldn't it? Like, excellent.
Aye.
That would be quite good, you would think.
But apart from the start of AEW, I've never seen a Kenny Omega match. Never even seen his face.
I just know the internet loves him. That's all I know.
Aye.
Like, I didn't even know who Nakamura was. They turned up in the NXT. My mate Ricky had to tell me because he's like a massive wrestling mark. He watches like everything. He goes to like the ICW shows and stuff. He just loves wrestling. He's like, oh mate, this guy Nakamura, he's the fucking John Cena of Japan. He's like the guy. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. He comes like dancing out to the ring. I was like, hey, I like Nakamura now that I've like watched his body at work. By the time I had no idea who he was.
No, I was the same. I only watched that match because I'd already seen AJ Styles.
TNA.
Aye, and Nakamura was already in NXT, so I was like, oh well, I'll watch that match, see what it's like, because I know both of them, and it was great.
I can't believe it. I imagine it would be
good. NXT, nothing really happened on NXT.
No, there was nothing. Tommaso Ciampa come out to that guy in the ring. Aye. Then he get battered.
Aye. How hench is Tommaso Ciampa, by the way?
I love Tommaso Ciampa. I think he's great. Everything about him. His entrance music is great. He's got a cool look. He's got the bald and the beard, like me. So I'm immediately like, yay!
Aye, he looks a bit like a serial killer with those eyes.
He does. He's really intense. I didn't care about him much while he was in a team with Gargano. I didn't like them all that much. They won the match kind of thing, and then he turned on him.
Aye.
Like, yes, this is good shit. I like Ciampa.
Aye. He turned on him with like a what was it, like a destroyed ACL as well. He just battered him. He was out for like a year and a half.
Aye.
But no, nothing really happened. Like Pat McAfee's a pretty good heel, I guess.
Aye. It's some
Undisputed Era's cool.
Undisputed Era are pretty cool. It was mostly just a show of build up towards the War Games.
It's War Games tonight.
The night, so we're watching that tomorrow. So we'll probably cover War Games in next week's roundup show. Watch it. I'll watch it at some point throughout the week. No live because I'm an old man. Can't stay up live to watch these things.
Can't do these things anymore.
No. There'll be no live streaming of like reactions. We need more sleep. I'm getting old. Scott's getting old.
Mm-hmm.
It's winter. We've got the cold in my knees.
Maybe if we make it big, we'll do
Mania. Then we'll just be thoroughly disappointed because it'll probably be shite.
The Repo Man can come back.
Yes. Remember that at WrestleMania 17? I refused to call it WrestleMania X7 like everybody else does. It's WrestleMania 17. They had that gimmick battle royal where all the old dudes come back.
The gimmick battle. Cornette was in it.
Cornette was in there. The Sheik. I love a bit of the Sheik. The Sheik no win it. I think the Sheik won.
I think the Sheik won.
Put Slaughter out at the end.
Aye.
Or did Slaughter put the Sheik out? I don't remember. I think the Sheik won though.
It was what? 16? No.
That was a long time ago.
17 years ago.
2001, wasn't it?
16. No, 19. 19 years ago.
It's a good show that ago.
Oh, that's a great show. Considered the best Mania.
It's up there.
Mm-hmm.
I like 19 better. But 17 is up there. Kane won that hardcore title in that sweet triple threat with the Big Show and Raven. The Undertaker gave Triple H a bleaching. Rock Austin too. It's great stuff. But I give it Battle Royal was really cool, man. You had like the Sheik Earthquake was it. The Taxman was there, I think. All they fought. It was good stuff. But NXT was mostly just build up to the War Games stuff, so it was all the teams cutting promos.
I don't even really remember a match.
No, I don't.
I'm honest.
No, there was nothing that stuck out. Except, and this pains me because I really like Rhea Ripley, but their skit with her and the lassie with the green hair, I can remember her name.
I know who you're on about.
Shotzi Blackheart, I think.
Aye, that's it.
And is that Ember Moon that's with him, I think?
Aye, Ember Moon's back in
NXT. Best thing for her because she was getting buried up.
Io Shirai's on that team as well.
Aye.
Who's the NXT Women's Champ.
I thought their wee skit was shite and like really quite... Which is a shame because I really like Rhea Ripley.
Mate, I love Rhea Ripley.
She's got star written all over her, man.
Aye. Like if she's not considered as one of the best, and if she goes up and isn't treated that way, mate, that might be Triple H's last straw with Vince.
If it ruins. And there was hints at that. Did you not get a bleaching for Charlotte at WrestleMania?
Aye.
I can't stand Charlotte. Never liked it.
Like I guess she's fine, but Rhea Ripley, man.
Charlotte's well overhyped because she's Renechi's daughter. And her gimmick is just Ric Flair's. She's got the same music, but with a slight variation. She comes out in the robes. She does a variation of his finisher. We get that he's your dad, but fuck me. No, I've never liked it. Never. Because they always put her over all the folk that were better. Like Sasha Banks is better than Charlotte, I think. Becky Lynch is better. And they are always in her shadow until fairly recently, until Becky Lynch became the biggest thing in the company, which was awesome. I really liked it. I'm kind of sad she's away. Happy that she's getting a family and all that thing. That's what she wants today.
But I want to see her on my television.
But I want her back. She's great. There's always that. I
feel like Lesnar. I don't give a shit about your kids.
That was great. That was such a great skit. Beat the shit out of a pair of Heath Slater. It was great.
I've got kids too. I don't give a shit about your kids.
And he battles them.
And then he limits them. Guy's trying to get a job.
to provide for his family. They fed him to Brock Lesnar. But there's always that iconic fucking shot in the build-up to Survivor Series a few years ago with Becky's got like the busted up nose.
Aye,
She's
because
in the
Nia
crowd.
legit busts her
Aye, because
nose.
she's unsafe as fuck. We've been over
Aye.
that. And Becky's just standing there smiling, like blood all over her teeth and shit. Fuck,
Aye,
that's
she's
badass.
giving it all that. Like, come on,
Aye.
then.
Aye, that was badass, man.
Aye.
I always liked Becky Lynch. I thought she was wasted being that like whiter than white good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't it? Because she's got a good look. She looks really cool.
Aye, like the pure orange hair,
Aye.
everything.
Even her promo work is great. I miss Becky Lynch. I hope she has a child and comes back.
Like instantly.
Yeah, it just comes straight
Seth,
back.
have that.
Yeah, Seth, you take time off. Nobody really cares about you anymore. I used to love Seth Rollins, and I don't like what they're doing with him.
No, he's
the
like
Messiah.
the Messiah gimmick, and like
Yeah.
he doesn't want to be on SmackDown because he wants to be the Monday Night Messiah and all that kind of stuff.
Aye. I really liked Seth Rollins for a good while. When he come back off his injury and he just looked like Roman Reigns. And he went into feud with Triple H. It was great. It was really cool. I just don't like what they're doing with him now. But he'll bounce back. I mean, that will not last.
He's
He's a big star, Seth Rollins. He's one of the guys. So he'll bounce back. But Becky, we love you and we want you back. If she ever watches this, if this finds her way, have your child. Happy for you. Please come back. Wouldn't it be great if she secretly is coming back in the Royal Rumble, the Women's Royal Rumble? She's like number 30.
Aye.
The Thunderdome would break.
Aye, that would be great, man.
Yeah. Whoa! And she just comes out and lathers everybody. That would be great.
Oh god. But to be fair, Rollins wasn't on SmackDown this week, I don't think. Was he?
I don't
think I saw him.
No.
And to be fair, it's probably good for his image he wasn't on it.
It wasn't a great show, was it?
It wasn't great.
No.
To be fair, that Roman interview at the start was pretty cool. I like that.
I'm happy. I'm glad that they're finally doing this with Roman Reigns, man. Because when he was in the Shield, I remember telling my mate Ricky in like 2013 when the Shield came out, I pointed to Roman Reigns and goes, "That guy, he's going to be like the next guy. He's going to take over for John Cena." And I was right. Who would have thought it? I just think he had the luck. He just looks like somebody the company would get behind. And he was a killer in the Shield. He was just big and mean, and he didn't talk. And then the character work they gave him, the promos they gave him, stupid. Like, that's not a guy that should be a whiter than white heel. Whiter than white babyface. Sorry, he's got killer written all over him. And now they're finally doing it. They put him with Heyman. He's the tribal chief.
Aye, he's the head of the table.
Aye, he's good.
And his new fake teeth, like, just add to it.
His new fake teeth. The only thing, they should change his theme music. That do don't like it. They should give him some like cool tribal metal type shit.
Aye.
Like the war drums and some sweet guitars. Awesome. Yeah, because he looks like a fucking murderer.
Aye. And like in the most platonic way ever, see now that he's got that vest off, mate, he looks amazing.
He does. He looks so cool.
Like he didn't need a Kevlar vest on to wrestle.
No.
It's bulletproof.
But his arms are out.
Aye. But he's taking chops as if they're just normal.
Aye.
But
yeah,
no,
they've did nothing but mishandle him for years, but they've finally got it right.
They
finally got it right. And I'm glad because I always wanted to like Roman Reigns. But the thing with him is it was just John Cena with long hair and tattoos. I didn't want another 10 years of that.
No. I listened to his he went on Jericho's podcast years ago, and he was just talking about how much he loves Game of Thrones and all this stuff, and I was like, I like you as a man.
Aye, you're cool.
You're a cool guy. And he was talking about how he likes the name Roman Reigns because he's like reigning over everyone else. I'm thinking, you're just a big heel. Love it.
Aye.
Why are you not a heel? He's like, suffering succotash, pal.
I was going to get to that.
Aye. But now he's like getting in Kayla Braxton's face going, this is your biggest opportunity of all time, and you've hit out with stupid questions.
It's awesome, man. It really is great. I'm glad, finally, because now he's champion, and it's good, and we like it. And you don't want to hate him. So I'm glad they finally got it right with Roman Reigns, and he's doing some excellent fucking work.
He's just destroying everything. He's even destroying Jey Uso at the end of the match.
It leads me into how being a heel. He's just kicking fuck out everybody, innit? He's having like quite one-sided, just laying the smackdown on people. It's great to watch. Because somebody like that shouldn't be having like back and forths. They should be killing. Should be murdering people. It's great stuff, man. But there's a common theme that you turn somebody. I know it's like an old additive. They should just turn somebody heel and it will save them. It doesn't always work. But in a few cases it has. It saved Roman Reigns. And I think Bayley is doing the best work of her heel career than her.
Aye.
And Bayley's a great heel.
Heel Bayley's way better than Hug Bayley.
I just want to give everybody a cuddle and I'm happy to be here.
Aye. Oh, Izzy, give me a hug. Shut up, she's a child.
Aye. And then she's out with the short black hair. She's the role model. She's a right bitch to everybody.
Aye, she comes out all slow.
Aye. New music, it's great. I like Bayley.
Aye, because she took on Natalia, who's for some reason now known as the Boat, the best of all time. That's such a shit name.
She's not even that great.
No, not to say like Goat is a really good name, but like it's already been put into culture.
Aye, and it's been really run into the ground.
Aye. And for a woman that used to have a farting gimmick, being called the Boat shouldn't really be the best thing.
Remember that? She was just caught about farting on. Oh, that was bad. That was bad.
They made her do some real bad stuff.
They have, haven't they? Was she not Callie's girlfriend for a while?
Aye, because like he basically replaced Beth Phoenix with her.
Aye. That was bad. Not as bad as the farting gimmick, but goddamn, that was bad.
Nah.
Natalia, she's like the Miz to me. She's just one of them folk where you bring her out, you're like, somebody else could be doing this. Somebody else could be tapping, and she tapped Bayley out. Like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that.
Meant to believe that, like, because what's her name? Bianca Belair was at the side, like, threw her off her game and all that, but like, I'm pretty sure Natalia's not won in ages. Now she's beat Bayley. Same with Lana, actually.
That's the same point we made about Lana earlier. You can't have somebody be nothing but like a jobber to the stars for the last 5 years and then fling them a win against one of the faces of your division and be like, it's all right because you won. And no, you spent the last many years telling her, you're a veteran, but you don't win. That was Natty's whole gimmick. You've been about for a while, but you don't ever win, fuck all.
Aye. It doesn't do much for Natalia, and it just hurts Bayley.
It does, exactly. Aye. It doesn't make Natalia seem any more credible because she's probably just going to lose for the next year straight. And then, but she'll be all right because it'll be like, oh, look, I'm a heart. Like, that's what she's got. Remember how you used to love Brett? Well, now you need to love me. No. That's a hell gimmick. You used to love Brett, so now you need to love me.
You kind of remember my dad.
You liked a bit of Jim that I thought. Remember Owen? Well, do you need to like me? No. No, I don't.
Do you mind Owen?
Remember Owen? Well, Ken, love me. No. One of these, pay to see me. No. Because you're not Owen, hey? You're not Owen and you're not Brett, so like, I don't care.
Aye.
Remember the British Bulldog? He's like my uncle-in-law, or whatever he is. I don't remember.
I think so, uncle-in-law.
It's the same, but even worse with Tamina Snuka, innit? Remember my dad jumped off a cage?
Aye.
Oh, here I am. And like, are you going to jump off a cage? No. I don't give a fuck then.
No. Can you forget he murdered someone?
Oh, aye. He done killed a man, didn't he?
Aye. He killed his girlfriend.
Aye, that was it. Oh.
Aye. Can't remember her name. He said that like she got out the car to have a piss and then slipped, and then he went to go wrestle and then came back and she was dead.
No, I'm not having that.
No. Even if she had had a concussion, don't leave her in the bed and then go to work.
I don't leave her there. Oh man,
no,
that's bad boyfriending. That's bad boyfriending.
That is bad boyfriending, especially when he had a wife.
Oh.
Ooh.
He was just a prick, wasn't he?
I'm laying the smacketh down on the snookers.
Oh, so you should, because they sucked, man. He was, he jumped off a cage and it was great for the time. And then what's his other two big claims to fame? He get laid out by the Undertaker at WrestleMania, and he get taken out with a coconut by Roddy Piper.
Aye.
Name something else Jimmy Snuka did. Other than go like this a lot.
Aye. Give it all that.
Nah. And Tamina, like he at least had some charisma though. He had the hair.
He looked like the wild
80s,
man.
Aye, that sweet 80s hair. This Tamina got the personality a bit of stain.
There was a few years ago when she came out and me and Lisa were watching SmackDown or whatever, and I was like, "Whose music's this?" Because they changed their music, and then her name popped up on the screen. I was like, "Oh, so it's Tamina," and all I could hear was the theme song going, "Tamina, Tamina," and I was.
That stupid song and the sound of 20,000 folk no giving a fuck.
It's true.
Oh God, that is so true. God Almighty. Well, is she even still there? Like, where is
I
she?
have no idea. She just kind of turns up when they need a battle royal.
When they need a hard woman that can't be battered, that's did nothing but be battered, despite being the hard woman. That's always a bit. She comes out, oh, big stare down. How are they going to beat her? Same as everybody else that's ever better. She never wins. Tamina Snuka never won a match despite being the monster character. Like, what the fuck is that?
Mate, honestly, she's billed to be from the Pacific Islands. Like, me and Lisa looked up, there's like 75 different Pacific Islands.
I know. There's so many. She's from the Pacific Islands. What one? That'd be like saying for Europe. Where in Europe? Americans do that all the time. I want to go to Europe. Where in Europe? Europe's huge. Europe's a whole continent. Do you mean France? Do you mean Germany? Do you mean Slovakia? I don't know. They almost always just mean Paris.
Aye. Paris is Europe.
Like, aye, fine. Paris is a thing. It's the same with the islands, isn't it? For the Pacific Islands. And I'm like, Samoa, Tonga. Like, what are we doing? Like, Hawaii? What are we talking about here?
Like,
there's a lot of
where is Snuka from? Is it not Fiji or something?
But that's where he was billed as. He's probably from like California.
Aye. Like, just say that she's from Fiji.
From the Isle of Fiji. Yeah.
Aye. Oh, she's from 75 different islands scattered around.
She resides in all 75 of them. She's got property in every single Pacific island. She's
got a really bitchin' boat. She just goes.
It's called the Superfly. She cuts about the Pacific in the Superfly. That's where she is now. She's out in the middle of the ocean.
Oh, she's just fishing.
Listening to their theme music. It's just her.
Tamina.
Trying to catch wahoos.
She's taking over these islands. That's the war song they hear as she's on her way.
That's what we've been led to believe. She's really not a wrestler. She's like a modern conqueror. Just stalking about, taking out each and every one of the islands. One week she's in New Zealand. The next minute she's in Tonga. That's all you hear distantly over the sounds of the rolling waves is Tamina. As the Superfly gets closer and closer, and she's just like she's just on the stern, like.
But she can't push a 110-pound woman off her for 3 seconds.
That's pish.
It's pish.
She stayed on that.
What else happened on SmackDown? I've got Who Cares About Kalisto?
Is he even still there? I missed it.
There was an interview with Kevin Owens, and Kalisto just turns up, and and Kevin Owens just like, mate, what are you doing? This is live. He's like, oh, sorry, bro, didn't mean it. And then Kevin's like, I like your fedora. And then Kalisto goes, what's a fedora? Kevin goes, it's your hat. See, bye, Kalisto. What's that?
It's so bad.
What is that?
That's so bad.
Who's that for?
At least when they give, they should only do stupid skits like that with R-Truth, because they're funny.
Aye, Little Jimmy.
Little Jimmy. Remember he turned up in the Royal Rumble with a set of ladders, thinking it was a ladder match. That was quite funny.
You know, he's like
It was
a 58-time 24/7 champion.
I never cared about that until Mayor Kane turned up and won it.
Aye.
And then he beat him in the football field or whatever it was, and then he ran away in the suit with the title going, "I've still got it, I've still got it." I was like, yes, that was great.
Oh, where's
that's
he
Kane,
the mayor
though,
of? Is it Tennessee?
Aye, Knoxville, Tennessee.
Knoxville, Tennessee, aye.
Mayor Kane.
I'm sure he was like showing him around like the Tennessee University.
Aye, something like that.
Then he just pins him.
He hits him with a choke slam on the football field. In a false suit. It runs up the tunnel. I've still got it. I've still got it. I love Kane so fucking much, man.
Oh god.
Kane is so cool.
Aye.
You forget how funny he can be. Kane can be hilarious.
That's because he's just so scary.
Yeah, that's the comedy.
You don't attribute it to him.
He's giant and terrifying. So when he says something funny, you're like, ah.
That's that scared laugh. Just
that was good. Talk about Kalisto. Aye.
Smackdown. I've got Sasha Banks and Carmella, War of Words.
What a bad was that many. Sasha Banks is a great talker. I don't care for Carmella much. Because they've the same manner of delivery, right? They've both got that sassy thing going on, so they're both sitting like,
it's all the clicks.
Which is fine if only one person's doing it, but they're all just sitting down into each other. She's like, Carmella's, I don't remember how she worded it, but it was something to the effect of, I'm so hot, and I'm going to beat you because I'm so hot. And I'm like, what? Gimmick is that? I'm going to take your title and steal your boyfriend. I'm like, right, fine. No. It was something. That's how she. It was something like that. That's basically what she said.
Aye.
That was the core of it. And Sasha Banks was like, "No, you won't."
And like, there's no opposite to it because it's both of them just being bitchy. Click, click.
Right, who's meant to be the guinea? Are they both heels?
Like,
I couldn't. None of them come
Sasha
across like
the face.
I don't know. I really don't know.
I can't tell.
On that promo alone, I couldn't tell because they were both doing the same routine. Only Sasha never threatened to chore Carmella's boyfriend. There's some truth to that, isn't there? Carmella will straight up steal a woman's boyfriend. Did you know steal Corey Graves after some pair woman?
Aye. And she was with Big Cass at the time.
Oh, imagine pissing him off. Don't fancy that. Corey Graves is just a wee guy with a lot of neck tattoos.
Aye.
There's always gone like this at folk for some reason. I don't know, he's very spiritual. Fucking wanker.
I'm sure.
I'm shit.
But it was fine, I guess. It wasn't amazing.
I'll bet into it if Sasha Banks just fucking ladders on and moves on because I like Sasha Banks. She's talented.
I like Sasha Banks.
She's very good at the wrestling.
Aye, everyone was all raging at her because she got pissed off that she didn't get to keep her tag title with Bayley, so she fucked off for like 8 months, and I thought that was funny.
Aye, it's like fuck you.
Yeah,
just get him.
Exactly.
I'm
like,
him.
You're doing a bad job, so I'm not coming to work.
Yeah, that's perfectly fair.
Aye.
I hope she just weathers thingy Carmella and just moves on. Don't care about Carmella. Never liked her. She was just the sort of, she was like the dancing mouthpiece for Enzo and Cass. And I never liked them. They were just a shite new age outlets. That's all they were. The same shtick, but no.
Like when she got the Money in the Bank, like the women's one, like
which a man had to win for her, which was stupid as hell.
Aye, that was like
Ellsworth won the fucking thing for her.
Aye. Like when that happened, I thought first thing I thought was that's ridiculous. That's really funny because like that's such good heel work. The first ever women's Money in the Bank is won by a man,
a wee guy with no chest.
I thought it was really funny and thought it was like great heel work.
It was top level shithousery.
Aye. And then Lisa was like, okay, now that you've stopped laughing, do you know why that's not a good thing?
He didn't give in to bother. Aye. No, I get it, but it was top level shithousery because they spent like months going. The women on the equal footing with the men. They've got like Royal Rumbles and they've got Money in the Bank. And not even like a real man won it. It was James Ellsworth.
James Ellsworth.
Who weighed all like 150 pounds.
Aye.
He's got nae neck, nae chin, nae chest.
Nae chin. He looks like a snail.
If his chest was any more concave, he could fill it with birdseed. He's the one that came out and won. You're like, what? Fuck off. At least send like the Big Show done to win it. That'd be even funnier. But he just starts stiffening them all. That'd have been funny as fuck. For all the wrong reasons.
What else we got here?
So hope Sasha wins that. They'll have a match at TLC. Hope Sasha just fucking kills her and moves on to bigger and better things.
Aye.
I've got Otis down here as a negative. Because I quite liked a bit of Otis. And then he was Money in the Bank and he had Mandy Rose. And like he's built like me, but with a bigger chest. And I felt good. I was like, I could be Money in the Bank. I could have Mandy Rose. And then he lost it to the Miz, other fucking people. No, I didn't like it. I feel bad for him. They've sort of ruined him. They built him up out of anywhere. Like who saw Otis getting a singles push? Like, nobody. And like it was cool. He's like, what do they call him? The blue collar brawler or something.
Aye.
He's like the working man.
The working man. Like I think they took that a bit far because like they took like the Money in the Bank briefcase and then they had like a Money in the Bank lunchbox for him. Like one of those metal ones that like you'd see on the Flintstones.
So I liked Otis, and I think they're fucking him over. I don't know why they went out their way to build him like that. If they just put the rug out for below him, I don't know.
Aye.
It makes no sense to me. So he's doing it as a negative. Hope he can recover.
Aye, I liked Otis, man.
He'll win the Royal Rumble. Watch. Otis will win the Royal Rumble.
Aye, I like the caterpillar.
He's cool, man. Heavy Machinery cool. But a cool team.
Aye.
Stakes and weights.
Stakes and weights.
I can get done with it.
And now Tucker's not really doing it.
No, because they broke them up for reasons.
Aye. Did you see the Buddy Murphy with Ray's daughter versus King Corbin?
Aye. What's going on with that? Are they like an item?
I think so. But like I've wrote here, so Corbin's the heel, but the Mysterio family cheated Corbin last week.
Right.
To win. So Corbin cheats to win this week. What's happening? Who is the heel? How can Rey Mysterio be a babyface in the Intercontinental Champion match earlier on, but be a heel here?
I don't know. Maybe
no consistency.
Maybe they're trying to invoke memories of like Eddie Guerrero, like lying and cheating and stealing to win. But it doesn't work this time because Rey Mysterio was getting no charisma.
No. And like his daughter's out there who's a heel, an item with Buddy Murphy, and Dominic's out there with a really pink or a magenta turtleneck.
That's a strong look though. If a man is comfortable enough to cut about in a magenta turtleneck, that's bold.
He's not rolled it though. He's not rolled it down.
You've got to roll your turtlenecks.
It's like all the way up.
Like the Bashams.
I like the Bashams.
I like the Bashams. Remember they walk like Shaniqua, their handler, the big Amazon woman. She was like done up in leather like a gimp. She'd walk the Bashams down to the ring with leashes. Like, what the fuck?
What were they in the cabinet?
The Bashams, but they know like the security.
The chief of security.
They were JBL's henchmen. You had Orlando Jordan was the press secretary or something.
He was the chief of staff.
Aye, that was the chief of staff. Yeah.
And yeah, Jillian Hall was like the PR rep.
Aye,
or something.
She was the mouthpiece. I liked the cabinet.
There
was a lot of these shitty but fun heel groups back then. Remember when King Booker had his court? It was Finlay and Regal. I want to say. I think it was Regal. And Queen Sharmella. Booker! And all the way down to the ring, she would just continuously go, "Oh, hell, King Booker!" And he's just like posing with the pinky out. Just get the robes, the cape, the fucking King's cape thing. That was awesome. Booker T was great, man. I always am a
Aye.
bit happy when he pops up, or you watch the old stuff and he comes up. You're like, yes,
Aye.
Five
All
time.
that.
5 time. So Stone Cold battles him in a supermarket. He's like hiding among the milk. Yeah, it's good.
There's flour going everywhere.
It was so much flour. He's just beating him with a bag of flour. There's flour everywhere. Eggs all over the ground.
There's cereal on the floor.
Did you not put him in a trolley at one point?
Aye.
Run about with him.
Does he not take him to the till?
I think he tries to check
He
him out.
checked him.
He checks him through the scanner. Hitting them with like onions and stuff. It was hilarious. I did like a bit of it.
Oh, that's great.
Aye. Ken Booker's Court was awesome. You had Regal in there. I've always loved William Regal.
Aye.
He must be the funniest guy that's ever been in WWE. Or one of them. Just the things he would say. He always called women scrubbers, which I thought was hilarious. And I tell you, I said, get the scrubbers. I said, get the bloody scrubbers.
Oh, that's great.
You get to hang around with that scrubber Trish Stratus.
I like a bit of Willie Regal.
I fucking love William Regal, man. He should have been champion. As soon as the power of the punch.
Aye.
He's hitting Edge with the knucks. He's hiding them down among his balls or something. in his trunks.
Knuckle Dusser smells like nuts.
Oh, I love William Regal. I love William Regal so much.
Oh
God. So the 6 man tag action. I just don't think about it. Nothing but love for William Regal.
Aye.
So that's what it's about. The 6 man tag. You had Daniel Bryan and Rey Mysterio,
Ray and
somebody.
Big E.
Big E against Ziggler, Nakamura, and
Sami
somebody
Zayn.
else. Sami Zayn, who looks like a homeless person now.
He really does.
Aye.
It's out of control at the front.
It is. It's kind of cool. He looks cooler than what he did previously, I suppose. He's got that like Christ look, the long hair and the beard.
Aye.
Daniel Bryan's got my old hairdo when I used to have hair. It's like gelled back and bald at the sides.
Aye.
I've got that as a negative, man, because Nakamura, if it was me booking that show, Nakamura would be like the guy. I'd be building one about Nakamura. I think he's great.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a shame what they've done to him. They changed his music. His music was awesome. He's a bad guy.
Words in it now.
Uh,
But to be fair, I think that was the Pat Patterson tribute match.
thing.
Aye, so
obviously
the baby faces to go over, aye.
But just in general, what they've done with Nakamura.
Aye. It's no great, is it?
No, it's really not great. Like, he won the Rumble, and whenever that was, you're like, oh, awesome. He's going to face AJ. And the match wasn't even that good, which was a surprise for they two.
Aye.
And AJ won. Can't be that mad at that because it's AJ. Everybody loves AJ. I just really wanted Nakamura to win the title.
Mm-hmm.
Because that Royal Rumble, man, he won the man's and Asuka won the woman's, and they both got a doing at WrestleMania.
Aye.
Which I thought was really weird. I was all hyped. I was like, yes, Nakamura's going to win the title. Asuka's going to win her title. Everything's going to be fine. But no, nothing was fine.
Nothing was fine.
Nothing was fine. Nothing's ever been fine since.
No.
That's a shame, man. Imagine looking at who's on SmackDown, and this is going to lead me into my final negative for it. I would build that brand run about Nakamura and Aleister Black. They would be the guys. Because you remember back when we were friends, right? You had there wasn't just like the guy. There was 6. There was 6 guys that were always
top
in the title
guys.
picture. Aye. So you had Stone Cold, right? The Rock, Triple H, Kurt Angle, the Brothers of Destruction, Mankind, and Big Show every so often. They were all in the title picture, like at the same time, more or less. Stone Cold was like the guy. He was like the face of the company.
Mm-hmm.
You had all these other great folk, and now it seems like they can only build on one person at a time, which I think is really weird. Because title reigns last for too long now. It's all like 6 and 7 and 8 months. It's weird.
Like Jinder Mahal got nearly like a year.
I like that though.
Aye.
I like Maharaja. I thought it was
the
cool.
Maharaja.
The Maharaja. I could do all this.
Aye.
thought
And he
was
had
cool.
the Singh brothers.
Aye, because you need to. Oh, Randy Orton beat the shit out of them, didn't
Ah,
he really whipped the Singh brothers.
aye. He threw one of them on the table and he turns around to the camera. He's like, "Ooh."
They were bumping like fuck. It was great.
Aye,
Yeah, he's out injured in the minute, Jinder Mahal.
I think so.
Hope he wins the Royal Rumble. Hope he comes back and wins the Royal Rumble. The Maharaja. No, I don't hope he wins the Royal Rumble, but he was good. I did quite like
Then
his
he's like
title
speaking Hindi and he's all like, I'm going to speak to my people in my language.
He's
I
fucking
Punjabi.
Canadian.
He's Canadian.
He's for Canada.
To be fair, he did grow the India market.
He did, which is a big market. That's probably what the pushed him for, but I like Jinder Mahal. I thought that was cool.
He came back so hench as well.
Because it was the shit housery of the whole thing. I like it. It was basically one big bam up. Like, here's Jinder Mahal of 3MB fame. He's your WWE champion for like 7 months.
Aye.
I thought it was great. Everybody's booing him to death. He comes out, he's got the cool music, that kind of like Punjabi music. He's got the Singh brothers. It was good. I thought it was great. What was I even talking about before that? Aye, so they should build SmackDown run about like Nakamura and Aleister Black and Roman Reigns. They can have more than one guy, but then they don't seem to want to do that.
No.
You just keep one person.
It needs to be interchangeable.
It does need to be interchangeable. Because that's how you make stars. You have like an upper card on each show with all these same guys that run about the title picture.
Mm-hmm.
And they could do it. You could build SmackDown run about Reigns, Rollins, Nakamura, and Aleister Black. There'd be four main event guys that are big stars. Or could be big stars. But they don't. They don't do it for some reason. The same way Raw, man. You could build Raw run about McIntyre, Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, and who else do they have? AJ Styles. There's like 4 type guys you could build Raw run about, but they don't.
Mm-hmm.
This is weird. Really weird. So I've got Nakamura and Aleister Black doing as negatives because they buried Nakamura and Aleister Black's not even on the show anymore. Like, where is he?
It might hurt us more because we love the GM mode on SmackDown v Raw. So like you can kind of try and book it in your head.
Mm-hmm.
So like I would have this guy, her, this guy, and this guy.
Ah, mate. I love that. Was it SmackDown v Raw 2006? Had the best GM mode. I think it was 2006.
Mm-hmm.
I get Trish Stratus up to a 90 odd in popularity. So I did.
Nice.
Aye, right. She starts at like 40.
I know. The women in it, they're really low down. They're like 40, 50.
Right, because that's that, right? Me and Ricky were playing it together. He went SmackDown, so he got the cruiserweights. He had the cruiserweight belt, and I went Raw, so I had the women's title. Trish was getting 5-star matches on my file, man. It was great. I was getting like 4 and 5-star shows every week because like Trish was popular as fuck. She was basically Becky Lynch. I think Becky Lynch's rise, kind of like when she was at the top. That was my Trish Stratus.
Nice.
Great. I had Kane as my world champion. Built Kane up.
Aye.
It was great.
We should play it.
I've got it for the PlayStation 2.
Nice.
I
was gonna buy it.
You should.
I've got a PlayStation 2 somewhere in here.
Yeah, mine's under the bed, I think. I'll go SmackDown. I've got all the old great PlayStation games going. Yeah, Predator, Concrete Jungle, Jaws Unleashed, San Andreas.
Bit of San Andreas.
Aye, it was great.
Aye. Fuck. Well, what else happened on Raw? SmackDown, sorry. Who the fuck is Kalisto? Sasha, Buddy Murphy and Ray's daughter, the whole thing.
Where's Aleister Black?
Oh, the Street Profits. What do you think?
I can't stand them.
No, I mean, I think the tag champs, but like they're pretty much just in case you've just tuned in, in case you missed it, this is what's happened. This is what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that and they fed the War Raiders to them.
Aye,
that annoys the shit or whatever they're called now. They should be called the War Raiders.
The Viking Raiders. Wait, in fact, they're even still there.
One of them's injured. I can't remember what one it is. I think it's the bald one. I think he's getting an injury. So hopefully when they come back as the War Raiders. Because the War Raiders were excellent in NXT. Because I love tag team wrestling. I'm a massive mark for tag teams. And I really like the War Raiders. They came out with that cool music. They're like that.
Everyone's shouting, war, war, war.
And they just come out and murdered everybody. It was so fucking cool. And they get brought up to the main roster. They gave stupid names, Eric and Ivar. It's like my man watched an episode of Vikings and thought, this is genius. They've got beards. Let's call them Eric and Ivar.
They are the Viking Experience.
That's the worst name in history. The Viking Experience.
That's awful, isn't it?
And in NXT as well, they were never explicitly called Vikings. They were just two big hard dudes that looked like Vikings. And it was more like Hammer Time at that NXT takeover where they came out with all the Viking warriors running about them. You could tell they were Vikings, but nobody ever said it. It wasn't like, these guys are actual Vikings. You're like, no, they're just barbarians that take influence from Vikings. But then Vince sees them and is like, no, you're actually from Norway. You're Vikings. You're going to be from Norway. You're called Eric. You're called Ivar. You're the Viking Experience. And it's going to be brilliant. And you're going to lose every week. You're like,
It's like that guy. Mine did like 06 when they made that guy a pirate.
Oh, the wee Scottish fella.
Aye.
What was he called again?
I can't remember. I remember he came in on a rope.
He comes swinging out. Was he not shagging his sister in storyline? Was that the pirate woman, no, his sister?
I think so.
The pirate woman that caught about him. Oh, what was he called? That's going to haunt me. And he came in again on a yar.
Aye.
All that bullshit.
Because of the Pirates of the Caribbean was big.
I need to Google that. That's going to piss me off, man.
Aye. I didn't even hate him as a wrestler. He was pretty decent. Like, he wasn't Kurt Angle or anything, but he was all right.
No. He occupied a certain spot.
Aye.
Paul Burchill.
Paul Burchill, aye.
Paul Burchill, the wrestler. The pirate wrestler. Aye, fuck. I liked him. And he had that sort of like flamboyant pirate thing going on. It was very Johnny Depp, as you said. Aye. It wasn't like full black beard with a hook for a horn on it. That'd have been cool. He was like chasing folk out with a hook. That'd have been really cool. That'd have been good.
Aye, that would have been good.
Paul Burchill.
No,
so
aye.
And that's why I don't like the Street Profits, because the War Raiders get fed. I refuse to call them the Viking Raiders or the Viking Experience, to the War Raiders. And hopefully when they come back after injury, they get repackaged as such and just come out and murder everybody like they're supposed to.
Aye, because once again, in NXT, they were fucking brilliant.
They were killers.
Aye.
They were absolute killers. They had that great takeover match against the Undisputed Era and somebody else. I can't remember who it was now. Don't remember. But they had like a great War Games match against them. It was fucking excellent. I think they won as well. I think the War Raiders won that. I can't remember. But I remember it being great. And when they debuted on Raw, I was really excited for them because they came out their first Raw. They were called the War Raiders. I'm sure they kept the name for the debut. And then like the week later, it's like Michael Cole's like, oh, they're the Viking Experience. I'm like, oh no. Oh, surely no. Eric and they've changed their names. Now they're called Eric and Ivar. Oh, no. Why have you done this? Why have you done this? I was this close to writing an angry letter to Vince McMahon. It's like, why have you... Triple H must have been raging at that.
Aye.
You know, that must have been one of the ones he fought for.
Because, like, he said he makes all these really cool gimmicks and then sends them up and then just get destroyed.
Aye.
Like, Aleister Black is missing. Shinsuke is just
where
from
even
Japan.
Is Aleister Black? Remember when they did the bit with Nakamura where he couldn't speak English?
Oh,
sorry, Renee, I don't speak English. And you're like, oh, what you doing? That's a 5-star wrestler, what you doing?
aye, and you can tell on his face he's so pissed off about it.
Aye, he doesn't want to be there.
Oh.
They gave him that sweet as hell WrestleMania entrance, remember, for his match against AJ. That Nita Strauss played the guitar, they had the fiddlers out, he come dancing out to the ring. Shit was awesome. And no, he doesn't speak English and he doesn't win.
Aye.
Because he's Japanese. Vince can't book a foreigner. He just can't do it. He successfully made the Iron Sheik a star, or helped. I think the Iron Sheik was already a star before that, to be fair. So he was successful with him. And even then, that was just to feed the Hulk Hogan, wasn't it? It was just to feed the foreigner to Hulk Hogan. That was his whole gimmick for a while. Beating foreigners because America. Yeah, we lapped it up because it's Hulk Hogan.
No, of course.
But the tag team division has been dead for years. And it's a shame. It's really
it's a real shame.
There hasn't been great tag work since like the New Day and the Bar were having matches.
Aye.
The Bar were excellent.
The bar were excellent.
We are the bar.
We are the bear.
Bit of that. They came out done up like fucking De Niro for Taxi Driver.
Aye,
The jackets and the specs.
let's give it all that.
We don't just set the bar. We are the bar.
So aye, that was this week's wrestling.
Aye. It's the TLC coming up in like a fortnight, I think. There or
Aye,
thereabouts.
a fortnight today.
Survivor Series has just been. Wonder how that'll go. I don't know the full cards yet.
No. War Games tonight.
War Games tonight.
I'll be watching tomorrow.
I will watch that tomorrow. Aye. This video should go up tomorrow, so we'll cover War Games in the next week's show. I don't even know the full card for War Games, to be honest with you. I don't know what's happening.
No, neither do I really.
But it'll be good to go in and see. I like the War Games concept. I've been banging on about it for years. See, after they brought the Elimination Chamber in 2002, I was like, well, they should get the War Games stuff for WCW because it was cool. War Games was awesome. And good to have. So, yay.
Well, Triple H is doing a lot of WCW stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure they were doing, thinking of doing Halloween Havoc.
They did, aye. I'm sure they did do something. Halloween Havoc, aye. That's the thing about Triple H, man. He's just a mark he's selling, isn't he? He's like a lifelong wrestling fan.
Aye, he's just a big mark.
He is. He's like, how cool would that be? We could bring. They don't bring Starrcade back for a while, too, but it was like a network exclusive thing, and it was shite.
Aye, it was shite. Like Rusev was fighting Nakamura or something for like no reason.
Per Rusev. Per Nakamura.
Now Rusev's just making bank on Twitch.
Aye, that's weird, isn't it? You hear about all the stuff that comes out that McMahon's not letting folk use Twitch.
Aye.
And Zelina Vega quit because of it, which I didn't know until like a week ago because I've been I've only got back into the loop for this show. Really.
I think they fired her actually.
Aye, well, she got fired or whatever, which is a shame.
Aye.
I like how Paige just said, no, I'm keeping my Twitch and go fuck yourself. Like, I don't wrestle anymore anyway. What are you going to do?
Aye.
I'm keeping my Twitch. That bummed me out, man, when she had to retire. I really liked Paige.
Aye, because it was years and years where you're thinking, she'll come back. She'll come back, and then she does, and then she gets injured again.
Aye, because she was out for a good long time, wasn't she? And she come back. I remember that. There was like a Sasha Banks match against somebody. I remember who it was. And she returned and the crowd went mental. It was great. I like a good return. But last week I was sat watching, WWE does them countdown videos on YouTube. It's like best, most shocking returns. I sat with like a fag watching them. I remember that. It was good. I like a nice return. Gets the plums pumping.
It does get the plums pumping.
Hashtag plums pumping. I feel bad for Paige, man.
She was great.
She was really good. Her and AJ had some great matches. When she debuted, she beat AJ. I liked AJ Lee,
Aye.
I wish she would come back.
Is she not like a writer or something now?
She's got a book out. Made it to that walloper. He doesn't look like a good. I've never met CM Punk, right? But he has a vibe about him. I just think he'd be a prick.
Aye, people say he's a prick.
That's all I've ever heard. That he's a tosser. Aye. So enough folk keep saying it. Like he must be. Again, I've never met him, so how much can you really say? But
Aye. There was a good line I heard from him. It was like, I can't remember who he was talking to, but whoever he was talking to was trying to like take over the match that they were going to have. And then he turns to him and says, "Look, motherfucker, you need to work with me. I don't need to work with you." And then turns around and walks away from him. I thought that was quite funny.
He did have some great matches. Like, he was really good. His promos were great. His in-ring work was great. Cut of Personality is a cool song, and
Aye.
He'd Heyman with him. He was good. I don't get excited about the thought of him ever coming back though, because I was never his biggest fan. So when he left, I didn't care all that much.
No, and I watched his UFC fights, and they were
they were comical, weren't they?
Aye.
The first one was horrific.
Against Mickey Gall, that one.
Oh, Mickey, you're so fine, you know, Mickey. Comes dancing out to the ring. The cage. The ring. Comes dancing out to the cage.
And Punk looks as if he has never thrown a punch in his life.
I know.
He's giving up.
Yeah, it was weird, wasn't it? It was really weird. I don't know what possessed him to think he could do it. But that'd be like one of us deciding I could be in the UFC. Because you couldn't. Neither of us could be in the UFC.
No.
It would go so terribly. I don't know why he thought, like, I've been a pro wrestler for years, I could be in the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
No, you can't. Because they gave him somebody that had only ever had one fight previously. I think McGregor only fought once before that. And they murdered them. It could have been so much worse. Because I remember when he announced he was going to the UFC, Michael Bisping was like, I'll fight him. You're like, oh no. You can't do that. you can't put him in there against Michael Bisping. I'd be murdered.
Oh, you would kill him? Full on. Phil Brooks would not be alive today.
Oh, he would be a dead man. Right? Michael Bisping would have beat him to death. Right? And then they brought him back on that Fox show, the Smackdown Fox show, whatever it was called.
What? Backstage?
Aye, something like that.
Which, like, is that even still going?
I don't think so. You're like, he's back, but he's not, because he's under contract with Fox, and he's going to wrestle in the IKEA. And then he comes walking out to the song with his big stupid swagger. And his line was just, I don't know if he was told to say that or he wrote that thinking it sounded cool.
It wasn't very good, was it?
No, it was bad.
Aye.
Just when they think they've got all the questions, I changed the culture. You know, what does that even mean?
That just sounds like a bad WWE written promo.
What does it even mean? You changed the culture. You're on a talk show, son. You're not changing any cultures.
Aye.
You sat there next to Renee. God bless her. You're not changing shit.
Oh God.
I watched that just to see what he had to say. You know, he did nothing but shit all over, like Seth Rollins and that.
Aye.
Because the Twitter went mental thinking it was a work. We were going to get Rollins and Punk.
I don't know why everyone expects CM Punk to come back and be like this amazing wrestler. Like, how old is he now? Like 44?
He's going to be in his 40s.
Aye. He's not wrestled in... When did he leave?
2014.
Aye. So he's not wrestled in 6 years. So whatever you're going to get is not going to be as good as you think it's going to be.
Aye. We're not talking about Shawn Michaels. Like when Shawn Michaels come back and was better. We're not talking, that's a once in a lifetime type thing. That's Shawn fucking Michaels.
Aye.
It's CM Punk.
And the last thing I've seen him do physically, it looked like he could put one foot in front of the other.
Aye.
Let alone have a match that can tell a story.
What was funny about that, I know, was all like the folk on the proper wrestling fans on Twitter going, he's gonna walk it. You're like, you know WWE's scripted, isn't it? The guy was champion for 300 and whatever days. I'm like, you know, it's no, let's be real here. You know that was scripted, right? He wasn't really beating fuck out of these folk. Like a Brock Lesnar done it. You know, he was an NCAA champion before he was in WWE. It's different. He also weighs 300 fucking pounds and can fight.
No.
Kill a man with his fists. CM Punk can do any of these things, it would seem. All that made me think was I could probably batter him in a fight. Did you get that feeling watching that too? I wonder if you could, because he's not very big.
Probably, because like, what is he not a vegan as well?
Yeah.
Aye. So, you could just snap him.
Punch through him.
Aye.
Spend like a week eating ribs. Get his testosterone up and just pummel him.
Oh. I might go to Aston and get some ribs.
He's awfully bitter, and if he ever hears this, he'll cut a promo on us on Twitter. He's one of the folk that argues with folk on Twitter all the time.
Good.
Get Martin to tell him to fuck off.
Shout out.
Martin's good at the old Twitter feuding.
I know.
CM Punk stares wise, and I would just get Martin on him. Like, fuck off, you sponge. Nobody cares. It is, he's heavy petty, man. I heard he goes about blocking folk on social media and stuff.
Aye.
It's like some stranger 3,000 miles away was mean to you.
I saw a shoot interview with Hornswoggle, and apparently he asked CM Punk for a number for like one of their mutual friends.
Mm-hmm.
And CM Punk went mental at him and then hasn't spoke to him since.
Oh, I've heard that actually. Was that on that Controversial Wrestling Shoots YouTube channel?
Aye.
They do some funny shit.
Aye.
See some of the questions they ask for. But they were asking Scott Hall what diva he'd like to eat out. His answer was Paige, by the way. So that's fine. I thought that was quite funny. Like, he's asked him all these weird sex questions, like fuck, marry, kill by women wrestlers.
Aye.
That's weird. But funny.
Aye, because there's a few of them. There's like You Shoot.
I think that's what I mean, actually. I think the name of their channel was Controversial Wrestling Things, but the company was You Shoot. It's the wee guy in the suit that's quite well spoken.
Aye, Sean or whatever.
Aye.
He sounds like he's from New York.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, that's the same one. Aye. Cornette's been on that a bunch of times. It's fucking great viewing every time.
It's classic stuff, man.
Aye. Did you know what you're getting? He's such a bastard, isn't he? I love Jim Cornette.
He's the biggest heel in wrestling.
Oh,
he's been out it since what?
He's never known character.
Aye.
Or maybe that's just him. Maybe that's just how he is.
Aye.
I love Jim Cornette. Should try and get him on. What are we going to call this show? The fucking Wrestling Hour? Aye.
Wrestling Hour, Wrestling Roundup, whatever we want.
The Wrestling Roundup.
The Wrestling. We should get we should pay, what's his name? JR to say that on Cameo. You're listening to the Wrestling Roundup show.
Get him to fling one of them out.
That'd be great.
He sold everything back then. He was just lost the shit. Anytime they talked about Triple H, it just made me in tears with laughter. It was the one, the unsanctioned street fight for SummerSlam, Triple H and Shawn Michaels. JR's commentary on that is fucking excellent. Because Triple H battles him with the sledgehammer. The JR was like, by God, does he have no conscience? Does he have no heart? Does he have no soul? I was like, oh, God almighty. It's brilliant. It's so good.
Always calling Triple H a black-hearted bastard and everything.
It would get McMahon with it too. He's going to drop the elbow right in McMahon's heart. If he even has a heart, I don't know if he does, King, but if he does, it's blacker than sin. It's blacker than sin.
He was going after Bishop as well.
Oh, dude.
Oh, that was fantastic.
He's
a no good, lousy son of a bitch.
I might get fired tomorrow, folks, but I don't give a damn. I'm trying to be objective, but I hate that son of a bitch.
Oh, that's great.
That's so good. Look, JR's commentating back in the day was the best thing ever.
See him in AEW. Like he puts out all these wee snide comments when he like knows something's shite.
And even he must know.
Aye, he does it all the time. He says on his podcast that like he's with the team and he's doing his best and all this. And I'm like, yeah, you are, but at the same time, when you see the Dark Order putting out punches that like don't hit, and they're like, here's the guy's face, and he's going like that quite clearly. He's like, oh, I don't know what he's doing there. That doesn't look great, eh?
Oh man, him and King were brilliant together. I was watching some classic pay-per-views about a week or two ago, and it was like No Way Out 2001, the 3 Stages of Hell match, Triple H and Stone Cold. Triple H which is a great match, right? Triple H takes the sledgehammer out for underneath the table. JL's like, oh God, you can't hit another human being with a sledgehammer. And JL's like, did you put that hammer under there, JL? So Stone Cold could find it. He said, no, God damn it, I didn't put it down there. Like really losing the shit. Lawler would always go back to it. He's like, you shouldn't have put the sledgehammer under the table then, JR. Like, would you stop? I had nothing to do with that.
Oh, I love them two together. Oh, that was a long 2 count. JR, you got both contacts in the one eye. Even that, like the famous one. Oh, God is my witness, he is broken in half. And then King's just like, that's it, he's dead.
He's dead. He's dead. Oh, good God Almighty! Oh, as God is my witness, he is broken in half. Losing his shit.
Oh, so good, man.
Aye. That's what annoys me about modern wrestling, because you've seen how it can be, and it should still be that way, because it's the same guy running the show. Why is it so bad? It makes no sense.
It doesn't make any
sense. But objectively, we're trying to find positives.
Are we?
So far, my biggest positive is just Bray Wyatt, because Bray Wyatt is awesome.
Aye, Bray Wyatt, Roman.
Aye,
good for me. Aye, let me in.
Aye, all of that. Hot and heel on the wee gloves, because he's a creepy son of a bitch.
Aye.
Horror film legend Tom Savini made his mask for him. Tom Savini's a practical effects guy. He makes special effects in horror films. Did Dawn of the Dead and some of the Friday the 13th films and stuff. He's affectionately nicknamed the Sultan of Splatter, which is a great name. Because his effects are it's great, isn't it?
The Sultan of Splatter.
His effects are amazing. He makes the best horror film effects. He can make exploding heads, the guts coming out the stomach. He's his own effects school. And Bray Wyatt, whatever his real name is a big horror film fan. Because he's a man of culture. So you get Tom Savini made the mask for him. That's cool, man. Strange bit of trivia. Because Bray Wyatt's a G in real life, I guess. I was lying in the bath last night listening to the Posse's theme music. That's how I put it in the group chat. Posse.
If anyone doesn't know what we're on about, yesterday when we were recording the main podcast, me and Blair were talking before it off air about the Mean Street Posse from the 90s with Johnny Gas and Pete Abs.
Johnny Abs.
Johnny Abs and Pete
Gas and some other guy. I can't remember his name.
And the hench one that they brought in just because.
It's just Shane McMahon's bastard rich pals for like the yacht club or whatever. And they had the turtlenecks and the vests. I love the Posse. The music's cool, man. It's like rich person jazz.
They had a match with the Godfather, like obviously years ago, and they're like, "Oh, we'll pay for the hose. We'll pay for the hose." And then the Godfather's like, "You don't get any hose."
I love the Godfather.
I'll take your money, but you don't get any hose. He just batters them.
I loved how that was everything about wrestling in the 90s, in the early 2000s. The Godfather was a pimp, and he was avid as fuck.
He would come out, and the whole train wasn't behind him, and everyone would go, boo!
I know, they would boo him if the hose weren't there. That's what they were called, his hose. He had like 12 of them. These 12 women would just come dancing down to the ring with him.
Everyone needs to get on board the whole train.
He's got like the platform shoes and the big hat with the feather in it.
The cane.
The coat and the cane. He comes like dancing out like this.
Just everyone's booing him, then he gives it that like such an oversell. He's like, oh!
Do you mind his entrance at the 2000 Royal Rumble? He comes out and there's just like, he's got the 4 hose with him and he comes out again at all this. And he stops and goes, nah, and runs backstage, brings out another 4 hose and they dance a bit. And he goes, again. He goes back, gets another 4 hose. King's losing his shit because he was obviously like a pervert. That was his gimmick. This King's hell gimmick. A king/pervert. And then for like the hell run time before the next entrant come down, it was just the Godfather stunning like this, like 15 hoes run about him. It was awesome.
He got inducted into the Hall of Fame right in the middle of the women's revolution.
I know. He came out with full character.
And he got put in as the Godfather.
It was cool. Imagine they try to get a pimp over in WWE. It would never work. It would go so badly.
He was so over.
He was cool as fuck, wasn't he? Everybody loved him. As soon as that music would hit, the whole crowd was like, yes! It was basically all guys, to be fair. They're all like, yes! It was the Godfather. 6, 8 of them would come down in the bright colours. He's wee Kane.
It was the Kane that got him. And D'Lo Brown was with him.
Oh, aye.
And he had his wee vest and his wee hat.
He was like his doorman or something, wasn't he? I remember D'Lo Brown was to the Godfather.
Oh, great.
This is Entourage.
I'm going to put on some wrestling from that era.
Oh, you've got to.
Because I started watching Raw and Nitro from like 97.
Oh, Nitro as well. Very nice.
Because I was watching the Monday Night Wars.
Very nice.
Aye.
That was some good shit.
And then I think it was 97 or maybe 96. And WCW like Glacier came out, and I was like, why is Sub-Zero here?
It's the Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat. No, everything they did back then was a win, was it? Like for all the NWO were cool, and Goldberg was cool, and Sting was cool. They had Glacier.
Aye. To be fair, see a young Scott Steiner. That was horrific to see.
Aye. He was never very good, was he? But he was cool.
No. He was cool though.
Chain mail came out with a tiger.
Aye, the big bad booty daddy.
Big Papa Pump is your hookup. Holla, if you hear me.
Oh, my freaks!
Oh, where are all my freaks out there? Like I had that rivalry with Test in 2003, and the winner got to own Stacy Keibler. Do you remember that?
Mine is rivalry with Triple H. They were just bench pressing and doing push-ups.
Arm wrestling and shit.
Aye.
That was cool.
That was good
Triple H
stuff.
got a good match with Scott Steiner. That's one of the best things of his career. Because I like Scott Steiner, but bless him, he wasn't all that great.
No. His hands were made of potatoes.
Aye. But before I wasn't listening, I went through like a lot of wrestling themes in the bath last night. I was in the mood because people were talking about it like half air. So I was in the mood. And my favourite one, might be my favourite wrestling theme of all time, is Eyes of Righteousness, the Reverend Devon.
Ah, please call my name.
So I was lying in the bath like, please call my name. Getting right into it.
Put my faith to the test.
Faith to the test.
Reverend Devon was cool.
Reverend Devon was awesome. He's Vince McMahon's spiritual advisor. The wee collar and tie, sleeveless. Batista.
Gotta have the
Deacon Batista.
The big Deacon.
He was hitting folk with a collection pin.
I saw an interview with Batista. He was like, "Oh yeah, they put the chain around my neck for Devon, but like they made me go get a suit. So here's me coming out of OVW, no money. I went and got this really good suit because I wanted to make a good impression. And then they ripped the arms off it."
Oh, he looked ridiculous, but it was awesome. We just stood at ringside with a collection tin, like growling at everybody. Well, Devon was in the ring spitting biblical patter. It was amazing. I've always liked Devon. He's my favourite Dudley.
Aye.
The Dudley Boys. Cool, the Dudley Boys are like my favourite tag team of all time, minus the Brothers of Destruction. I really loved them, and it was mostly for his patter. The things Devon would say were great. I thought, it's like, "Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, and thou shalt not mess with the Dudley Boys." Oh, my brother. Oh, testify.
Oh, that's
honest. It was awesome. Oh, I love the Dudley Boys so much, man. So then when he went full priest and was McMahon's spiritual advisor, I lapped that up. I was like 12 at the time or something because it was in 2002. I was just sitting on the couch like, please call my name. Call my name. Oh, God damn.
I actually came on in the car not long ago because I've got a whole WWE playlist.
Yes.
And it came on, I think it was in the summer, and I had the windows down. It came on, and I swear someone at the side of like Aldi was like, because I went, please call my name.
He popped for it in the car. The organ just starts like,
This is great.
It's great. It's fucking excellent.
Like that and Sexual Chocolate.
It's sexual, baby. I love that and all that gimmick. Any of the gimmicks that involve shagging, I always thought were hilarious. Because I was like a Wayne when they come on. I was like 10 or something. I just thought it was the best thing ever. He's out there like fucking old women. Mark Henry. It's fucking Mae Young.
He's trying to shag his sister.
That's when he's lying in bed with Mae Young, and she's sitting smoking the cigar.
Aye.
He's like there sweating like fuck, going, I've been with a lot of women in my time, but I'd take the cake. She's sitting there smoking a cigar. He's
And she's like,
glistening.
that was nothing, baby. Can he do that now?
He took China out on the date. I don't know if you remember that.
Aye.
He's trying to get him out into the limo, and it was D'Lo opened the limo door for him, and she's like, "Oh God, is that D'Lo?" And Mark's like, "No, man, that ain't D'Lo. What you talking about? That ain't D'Lo." And he puts China in the car, and D'Lo's like, and Mark came was like, it was just funny as fuck.
Oh, that's just good. That's funny.
Sexual baby. Aye, good old-fashioned comedy. Valvinus
Aye.
was like a porn star, and all that was good. Hello, ladies.
Aye. Val Venus.
He'd come like oil in it. You know all this, taking the time a laugh.
Aye, and to be fair,
Oh
like,
God.
people go on about the whole train and like DX getting women's tits out, but the women in the crowds fucking loved Val Venus.
They did, man. They popped severely for Val Venus. He came on
Aye.
the Smackdown I was watching last night, and the women were getting after nut for him. Man.
Aye. I'm sure
It
there was a
was
sign like
great.
Val Venus sit on my face.
Oh God. Yes. Oh, they did. The women, aye, for all you could say some of the content then was misogynistic, the women in the crowd get right the fuck into it. Like Shawn Michaels and Triple H would go up on the top rope and go like this, and then all the women would do it. Like nobody was forcing them, the women were
Aye.
willingly getting their tits out. It was like being at an Aerosmith concert. Triple H was getting titty. It was great.
Aye.
I'm like 12 watching that going, tits, yes. At every age I would have been younger than 12 actually. I'd have been like 9 then or something. Marking it because there was tits on the telly. Yes, tits.
That's great,
I
man.
don't care what anybody says. I know this is 2020 and you got to watch what you say, but I love The Godfather.
Aye, it's
Mark
it's
for
good.
the whole train.
Even the crowd reactions. Just good stuff.
As soon as that these music with it, that meow, 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 everybody would lose their shit.
Aye.
But anyway, I think height of professionalism here. Getting my headphones out. That's probably it for the week, I would think, unless there's anything else. We covered it all.
No, I think we've
Get a
covered
bit of
it.
nostalgia. The good nostalgia shit should be paid to every show. To remind wrestling fans why we're wrestling fans in the first place. For when there used to be pimps and porn stars in the
in the Yakuza.
In the Yakuza. In the Big Boss Man.
Me stealing Big Show's dad's coffin.
He gate crashes the funeral. Tea leaves take off and he's not feeding somebody the dog. He feeds him his dog.
Al Snow.
Aye.
He kills Al Snow's dog and makes him eat it.
He beats it with I imagine he battled it to death with a nightstick. That was always what I was telling myself. He was cool. He did up in the riot gear, that cool tune.
That's on the playlist.
Yes. That's good stuff. You need a good wrestling playlist. I've got a bunch of it in my iPod.
But no, everyone, if you've enjoyed the wrestling podcast, please let us know. We'll do more.
Yes. We're looking to make it a weekly thing. We're looking to make it a weekly thing because follow the Always Wild Wrestling on Twitter. Tell us about your favourite moments from back in the day, your favourite stuff and now, all that good shit. Next week we'll have a take-hour review for you as well as the weekly roundup. All of that. Keep it sweet, bro. Too sweet, me, bro.
Keep it.
Filthy marks.
Disgusting. And if you're a filthy mark, like it, subscribe to it, hit the
Share
bell.
It. All that.
Do all that. Do it all.
Aye.
Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. See you next time.
Next time. Bye.
Bye.